Let's
Go ahead.
let's talk about some of the best free agency moves in NFL history.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna run through some. Maybe maybe you even forgot some of these players were free agency moves, or you were like, oh, that wasn't a trade. I forgot that even. We're gonna talk about some.
I
So
probably forgot about most of this.
whoa, we getting dinged around here. I don't know.
Ding for
You
what?
know, I got computers going off and stuff. But all
Mm,
right, top 10 best free agency moves of all time. We'll start with the obvious one that probably made me think of this, which was Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020.
yeah.
So the stats that I got to really back up these moves. So he was there for 3 years, threw for over 14.6 thousand yards, 108 touchdowns, 33 interceptions, went 32 and 18, won that Super Bowl in 2020. Had that in 2020 that 5,316 yard year, which was the most in his career at what, like 41, 42 years old, however old he was.
What, in
40.
Tampa?
Yeah, he threw for
Tom was like
5,316 yards.
44.
Okay, yeah. However old he was, bro was throwing for the most in his career.
Dang.
Threw for 43 touchdowns a year as well, the second most besides the 50
I
touchdown
think
year.
Tom was 40 in 2017 when he won MVP.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So 40. So okay. So okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
43, 44, yeah.
And Super Bowl MVP, but not the biggest thing, but another thing that I think definitely you can say about at least this move, if not more of these moves. I mean, if you can back it up, I don't know if we had this Tampa team today without this Tom
We
Brady move.
wouldn't.
For
Fuck no, we
instance, like
wouldn't.
I don't know if Mike
I don't think
Evans,
Mike and Chris would have stayed.
they don't
Hell
stay
no.
around, and then they have the draw to bring in somebody else, stick around after Brady leaves, and
That defense wouldn't have been anywhere near as good, or some of those
yeah,
pieces wouldn't have stayed.
exactly. And I just I don't think we have that team today.
No.
Maybe that's a little bit of recency bias, but I think
I
it's
mean,
also
that's a smaller aspect of how big
I
the
mean,
move was, but it's still pretty impactful
is it a smaller? Is it a smaller? I mean, really
compared
think
to a
about it.
Super Bowl win. A little bit, yeah.
Well, no, for sure. But to continue to at least have a better
Yes,
chance at success, to
to
keep
leave the organization in a good spot, if not a better spot
compared to how
than
he
you
left
left
New
it.
England. Look at how
Exactly.
he left New England. It's like,
Well,
yeah,
New England,
exactly.
that wasn't gonna. Yeah, no,
Well, I'm just saying, like, he definitely didn't leave New England. Like, you guys good?
no.
Y'all like, bro left. He got
He
out of
said, "I'm
there.
out."
I mean, it
Yes,
was
they
Baltimore when
wanted
they
him
went to
gone too, though.
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna say it's definitely. I don't know where it's gonna be yet. It's absolutely making this top 10 list, though. I think it's gonna be hard to not
you're gonna have
even.
to
Well,
convince me to not put this
all right, okay. How
certain
about
places.
someone that signed with the Rams in 1998?
Kurt Wiener
Mr. Kurt Warner
from the CFL.
played there for 6 years, 14.4 thousand yards, so 200 less yards than what Brady put up with Tampa. 102 touchdowns to 65 interceptions, went 35 and 15, won two MVPs, went 1-1 in his Super Bowl appearances, and
Lost to Tom.
Was a Super Bowl MVP.
Yes,
Um, I mean, obviously, Kurt Warner to the Rams. That was Kurt Warner's. I mean, what prime, or that was the
that
start
was
of
Kurt's
his
prime.
career. That was the start of Kirk's career. The start of his legacy. That was that was the greatest show on turf. I mean, it was
Sure.
bro was a part of that. As much as they want to talk about Marshall and what he was able to do and just all the
Isaac
weapons he had around
Bruce,
him.
and then we forgot. No, Torrey Holt. Torrey
There
Holt
you
and Isaac
go.
Bruce. Isaac Bruce was the name we couldn't remember.
Um, I now here's the thing though, off the bat, like, is it too glazing to say like it's not as impressive as being like 40 and going to Tampa and winning a Super
It's not.
Bowl and throwing for like it's
No, I mean
great.
it's.
Like what he did, like is really impressive. It's definitely gonna make the list. I mean,
I
won
mean
two
the
MVPs.
two MVPs is big. Um, but I mean, if we look at that team, that's some of the. I mean, that was the prime of some of the best offensive players of that era.
But
That
then
was
you have,
Marshall
I mean,
Falk winning multiple Opoys. That was both those receivers going dummy.
and it's double the length of time there. He was there for 6 years. Still threw for less touchdowns, less
Yeah.
yards. Only won 3 more games. I mean, it's not. It's cool. It's cool. It's great. It's obviously the first half of his career, but I mean it's. I don't think it's what Brady did. I don't think it's the Brady move to Tampa.
But I
I don't think
mean,
it beats
when we
that.
look at free agency moves, and it's a little bit about the move itself.
Okay.
Like Brady's coming from the best career of all time, maybe three of the best careers of all time, or two of them, and then into his third or fourth career,
Mm-hmm.
into uncharted territory with a random team and all the way fucking down south. Not a lot to work with. I mean, good receiving core, whatever, but he brought a lot of that team with him. He
Mm-hmm.
brought a lot of that offense. He made it a hub for some of that defense. Um, Kurt, he was a fucking grocery bagger.
Yeah.
Got picked up and
But I
played well.
mean, I don't know,
It's
bro. The
cool.
way you just said it, it's like you got the GOAT who went on to do more GOAT shit, and you got a guy who got left a grocery store and won 2 MVPs.
Yeah, but I think Tom's is still more impressive.
I agree, but how about something like this? So I told you there's gonna be different types of free agency moves, different types of scenarios. How about somebody who left, got signed somewhere else, and made his entire Hall of Fame career after he left the Chargers, and that's Drew Brees in
Drew Brees, yeah,
2006 when he signed
huge.
with New
That was a
Orleans. I
free
mean,
agency.
that was a
Here,
free
here we are.
agency
Not,
move.
not a trade. Yeah.
That was a free agency move.
Damn.
68,000 total yards with the Saints,
Yep.
491 touchdowns. Doesn't even matter how many interceptions he threw. I didn't even write it down. 142 wins, 12 Pro Bowls, 2 Opoys, a Super Bowl MVP next to obviously the Super Bowl to win. 15
Mm,
years. Now, here's the big thing about Drew Brees not winning MVPs. Let me tell you the 4 years he came in second place to MVP.
yep.
2006,
Yep.
which was the legendary
LT.
LT year, which it's like
28 touchdowns.
how do you beat 31? It's like
28 rushing.
oh yeah, 28 rush, but it's like how do you beat that? It's like sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was
oh
coming off
nine,
Sean Alexander's MVP, so the running back era is there.
oh nine was a Brady year, which I mean Drew Brees versus Tom Brady, whatever.
No. 09
It
was
was.
Brady or
Oh nine was a Brady year because he went on to lose in the or no, oh nine was a
no,
Brady
that
year. I can fact check it for you. I
or was
mean,
it Manning?
2009
No, you're right. It was
NFL
07,
MVP.
then it was ACL tear, then it was comeback MVP.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. Yeah, no. 2009 was
Manning?
okay. Peyton Manning. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay. Manning 09, 2010,
Brady 10.
then 2011.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, his first MVP. So I mean, Drew Brees to beat that out, and then the last time Drew Brees came in second place,
2018.
2018.
Yeah. 5,000 yards.
Yeah, 5,050 from 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards from Mahomes. So,
Yeah.
the 4 years he came in, especially 06 and 2018. I mean,
But I mean, he also had a ton of other years where he was 4,000 yards, however many touchdowns.
like I'm just gonna say this: like we hyped up Brady, we hyped up Kurt, but in just terms of best free agency moves, I mean, this has to be number one.
Yeah. No.
I'm
By
telling you
far.
right now, we're not finding somebody else. We're
There
not.
is not a move.
This legendary of a Hall of Fame career. We're gonna
Yeah.
have other Hall of Fame careers in here,
But
but this
coming
level.
but coming from a team that I mean it's cool that Kurt had his little run there, but yeah, Drew Brees had built basically I mean, not a Super Bowl winning dynasty, but NFC South dynasty
I
for
mean,
what
that's
it's
where
worth.
he built his Hall of Fame
He
career.
built the Saints
I
basically
mean, yeah, his
off
entire
of
Hall of Fame.
off of being told when he was a Charger that he should not play football. Gets picked up.
Yes,
It would be like if Sam Darnold got picked up after his third year and then
becomes a
fucking
Hall of Famer.
is second in every fucking category behind Tom Brady.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Breeze, I mean, everything after this free agency move was all Hall of Fame bound. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what it was. All right. Another
Also,
quarterback.
people don't talk about it. He didn't have a Randy Moss. He didn't have the biggest names.
Yeah, I mean, he had
He
that.
had Marcus
He had it.
Colston,
He had his Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham,
He had his Jimmy
Reggie
Grahams.
Bush.
I mean, he did have his Jimmy Graham. We're probably blanking on a name or two, to be completely honest.
We're blanking on a bunch, but still.
We probably are.
Michael Thomas.
Um,
Michael Thomas in his prime
yeah,
was a slant
a
demon.
year or two. A year.
Yeah,
It's funny to forget Michael Thomas, but it's also like Drew Brees started in 2006. It's like so. I
no,
mean,
agreed.
yeah, he definitely had plenty of Hall of Fame stats before Michael Thomas got drafted. Another quarterback, Peyton Manning, 2012.
Yeah,
After almost retiring, like I said earlier, 2 neck surgeries in 2011. He was very close to retirement. Decided to go play with Denver for 4 years. Threw for 17,000 yards, for 140 touchdowns to 53 interceptions. Went 45-12. Had an MVP season with 5,477 yards and 37 touchdowns. You're absolutely
yeah.
right. Fucking 55 touchdowns
55
next to his
touchdowns.
5,000 yard year.
Yep.
The man went crazy. Now, the thing about this was I wanted to go back and make sure he was there for the playoff run in that Super Bowl for Super Bowl 50.
Yep.
He went 7-2, and then Brock Osweiler finished the regular season 5-2. So I mean, had a great team around him that last year. I'm
Yeah.
not giving too much credit to Bro for Super Bowl 50, if any.
No. But again, it's kind of like he was the reason that team was there,
For
and that
sure.
team was
For
that
sure.
put together.
But it's also like one of the greatest defenses of all time, and also a very good
Agreed.
offense. I mean, with or without
But I mean,
Peyton Manning.
I think Peyton is the
Brock went five
reason
and
or one
two.
of the reasons that people bought in.
I mean, Brock
People
went
wanted to
five
be
and
there.
two. Brock went 5-2, and who knows what would
Brock did
happen
go
in the
5-2,
playoffs. Brock was having his year, his Nick Foles
and
year.
Peyton got carried. But the year before that, or what, 2 years before that, he was an MVP, made a Super Bowl. After basically no one, I don't know.
Like as of
Basically
right
his
now,
career over.
I'd say Breeze won, and then I still got Manning and Brady over Kurt. Brady and
Yeah,
Manning,
but
there's some comparing to do, and some
yeah,
talking about. But I think both of them, especially including the age thing. I mean, and just where they were in their career compared to Kurt. I think they
no,
have
I
the
agree.
edge. All right. I think moving on from quarterbacks for a little bit. Yes, we are moving on from quarterbacks. So the biggest free agency move, the first year free agency was a thing. Devin, what was the first year free agency?
87.
1993.
Hey, I had no idea.
1993, which is funny because we have years before this.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this was the first year of free agency, but this wasn't the first year someone's been signed as a free agent.
Been signed by a team. Yeah.
Either way,
This has a name now.
Reggie White.
Reggie White.
1993 goes
What was his
on.
name? The Minister of Defense.
Yes, the Minister
Nice.
of Defense. Yeah. Goes over to the Packers. 68.5 sacks, 6-time Pro Bowler, and Super Bowl 31 win. Had 3 sacks in that Super Bowl. But you know, when it comes to like biggest names or just like what happened after a free agency move, this is definitely up there.
Yeah.
But the problem is,
Where is he coming from again?
Where did bro come from? Philly? Philly.
Yes, he was an
Philly.
Eagle.
Philly. He came over from Philly. But the problem is we're comparing like Hall of Fame quarterback careers to this.
Yeah.
So it definitely is going to fall a little low on this list. But I really want to see, like, okay, comparing it to some other defensive players. We got Deion Sanders in 1994. He signed with San Francisco. In 94, he signed with the 49ers.
From the
Played.
boys.
He played there for 1 year.
Mm.
One season with the Niners, Devin. He won Defensive Player of the Year. His only Defensive Player of the Year.
Deion has one depoy?
He has one depoy. His only Defensive Player of the Year was with the Niners in 94. Had 6 interceptions, which was his second most in a season. Had 300 yards in interception return yards, which was double the most he's ever had in a season. Had 3 touchdowns returned for touchdowns, which was the most he's ever had in a season. And helped the Niners win the Super Bowl that year. You could also compare that to the 1995 free agency move by Deion Sanders when he signed with the Cowboys. Played there for 5 years, won a Super Bowl with them, caught 14 interceptions, returned those 14 interceptions for 2 touchdowns and 273 yards, and made 4 Pro Bowls. Those are 2 big free agency
Super
moves
Bowls
right
with
there.
Dallas?
One with both.
Yeah.
It was actually 94 and then 95.
Yeah.
That's when he won his 2 Super Bowls. But
Good for him.
I think both of those are in contention. Now, if I'm comparing the two, I mean, the 1 year winning your depoy, winning a Super Bowl, pretty much having the best statistic career, like the statistic, your best year statistically.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did in Dallas, I mean, 4 Pro Bowls, 14 interceptions. I mean, it's definitely impressive, but I think that 94 might have the edge on the 95 at least.
Yeah. Was that one of
1
Steve
year.
Young years too?
Yes, it was Steve Young.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's like, but both teams were still in their run. You know, it's like you can't really use
I mean,
the Niners were nice. It's like, well, so were the Cowboys. You know.
Yeah, I didn't realize they called him prime time for hopping into franchises primes and stealing their
that's
thunder.
exactly what.
But
I
mean, it is cool. Like when you do look back at those Super Bowls, no one's like, yeah, it's because Deion was there. It's like
you're right.
No one does that, which I'm very glad that no one does.
But when we look at just impact, I mean, he showed up for 1 year and was the.
I think showing up to San Fran for 1 year, winning depoy, it's pretty sick.
How about Chris Carter?
6'7".
Chris Carter in 1990.
I hope he's not 6'7".
Signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously played there for 11 seasons. 12.4.
A forgotten career a little bit. He was a dog.
Is it forgotten? He's on TV enough to remind us.
That's true.
I feel like bro reminds us all the time about his career and
that is true. Well, and I think that's why people are tired of it. Whatever.
Over 12,000 receiving yards, had 110 touchdown receptions or receiving touchdowns, and a little over 1,000 receptions. I think out of receivers, we're not going to find a better free agency move. This is probably gonna be the best one out of all receivers. I mean, this
Randy
is
Moss
traded.
Randy Moss was traded from the Raiders, yes.
But I mean, this is almost
what
like
about Antonio Brown to the Patriots?
Absolutely not. This is almost like, I mean, Chris Carter to the Vikings. I mean, that's almost like Drew to the Saints. I mean, he went there and made his career. That was his career. I mean, that was his Hall of Fame career right there. Chris Carter to the Vikings in 1990. I got a guy who was a free agent before signing with the Washington Redskins.
Can I guess?
Sure.
You said he was a what?
He signed with the Washington Redskins.
What was he before that?
Bum? I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh.
It's John Riggins. 1976. It's John Riggins. Played for
Johnny
Washington
Riggs.
for 9 years. Over 7,400 total rushing yards. 79 touchdowns. 3.8 yards per carry, Super Bowl
Super Bowl
17 MVP, and was
MVP.
1-1 in his Super Bowl appearances. Devin, I
Who'd
mean,
we lose to?
y'all lost to,
The
God,
Dolphins?
fuck, dude.
No, the Raiders.
I was
Marcus
about to
Allen.
say, I don't know how I ain't fact checking that one, so I'm glad you remembered.
I can't remember. I think that's it. I don't know.
But I mean, John Riggins, 76. It's a move. I mean,
So we
over
won in
7,000
'83.
yards, almost 80 rushing touchdowns, a Super Bowl MVP. I don't know how it's going to stack up, but I think
Probably
we'll
not
have to
great, and I
come
don't really
back to
care.
it. We'll have to come back to that
I
Riggins
mean,
one.
it's a cool move. Riggins was a big part of our early success, or the beginning of
Well,
our
yeah, I mean,
successful runs.
it was really down between Riggins and Doug, for free
Doug
agency. But
was a
yeah,
year
but I mean, Riggins came in and really was a Washington legend.
for real.
By the time he left, so he's up there. He's up there. Charles Woodson, 2006. When he signed with the Packers, they were the only team to give him a contract offer. They're the
Yes,
only team to offer him a contract in 2006. He went on to play 7 years, won 2009 Defensive Player of the Year, had 38 interceptions, returned 9 of those for touchdowns, obviously was a Super Bowl champion with the Packers, and made 4 Pro Bowls.
did he get hurt in that game?
I believe so. I believe he messed his shoulder up in that game.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't
I
remember if it
mean,
was before or during the game.
7 years, 38 interceptions, Defensive Player of the Year, 9
9 pick
touchdowns, 4
sixes.
Pro Bowls. I mean, that's I got that over Prime.
I've got that over Prime.
I got
I
it
think
over
both
Prime.
those years. No, I mean both of those
Yeah,
moves from
I
Prime.
got it over Prime. And do you have it over? Do you hold that over what Reggie White did in Green Bay? What Reggie White did in Green Bay, I guess. Yeah, both Green Bay.
I don't know.
I probably
How many
can't.
depoys did Reg have?
Um, that's a great
Just two,
question.
no? One or two?
Why do I not have that up there? That's a great question. I mean, 1998 he was named depoy for the
One.
second time in his career. I don't know when. I'd like to see the first time he was named.
Probably with the
Uh,
Eagles.
Either way, I think maybe I have him still a little bit over Charles.
Close, though.
It is close. Now someone that I wanted to throw in here. I don't know if he's gonna make the top 10
Both
list.
Super Bowl champs, though.
Both Super Bowl champs, but someone that I have to throw in here, another Super Bowl champ. And it's honestly because it's probably going to make the list eventually.
Mm.
Saquon.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that might be over some of these current people, you know?
I mean,
That could be top 10 already. We're looking at one of the best running back seasons of all time. I mean, the only thing he missed out on was like being active in the Super Bowl, winning a Super
or
Bowl
what,
MVP.
beating the record, the rushing record.
Yeah,
I
which
mean, that's about it.
is a
2,000 yards,
which
13
he
touchdowns.
would have done had they not been 15-2,
I
14
mean,
and whatever, 15-2, whatever. I don't know.
just your first season there, you rush for 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. You win the Super Bowl. You're the Offensive Player of the Year. You're first team All Pro. You're the Pro Bowl. You're a Pro Bowl. I mean, he did everything. He checked
Everything.
off every single box. I mean, he could walk
True.
away, and the Eagles could not be mad at him.
Yeah.
So he might. I don't know. He might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
that's better than. I mean, not. That's still better than like Dion going to the Niners.
It is. It is. All right.
But at the same, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like the Eagles still would have been very good.
I think you really look at it like nothing could change how great the move already was.
Yeah.
They've already gotten everything they've needed out of some of these people who were here for what, 6 years, 3 years, 4 years. I mean, Bro's been there for one, and it's been a staple. It is a staple already. Rod Woodson, 1998, signing with the Baltimore Ravens, played there for 4 years, had 20 interceptions, returned 5 of those for touchdowns, was a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 2000 Ravens defensive anchor, obviously a Super Bowl champion. Biggest thing about this, he was old. Bro was a little washed. Didn't know how much didn't know how much he had left in the tank. Signed
Yep.
with the Ravens. Actually made the move from corner to safety, and was able to in his
Shout out
twilight
Marlon
years
Humphrey.
come out. Yeah, Marlon needs to maybe take some advice. 20 picks, 5 touchdowns. I don't think it makes the list. If it does,
No,
it's
but
high or low,
yep,
low on the list. But
high, low.
we might have to come back to that once we start actually ranking them. Tony Romo, 2004.
Always a forget. But yeah, undrafted
Dallas
free agent.
Cowboys, 13 years as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, 248 touchdowns, 177 interceptions, 4 Pro Bowls, 34,000 yards. I don't know. When you compare him to these other quarterbacks, it's like, yeah, even your entire career doesn't really
it doesn't touch Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner's like first 6 years, Brady's last 3, Peyton's last 4.
Honestly, it was Kurt Warner's like first fucking 3 years, basically.
I mean, we have Drew Brees' entire Hall of Fame career in this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
there ain't much room for Romo.
No, like, Tony Romo is the Diet Pepsi of Drew Brees. It's like everything that Tony Romo wanted to be is Drew Brees.
Yes. Okay.
Except
yeah,
for
I can
5
take
foot
that. There ain't no room for Romo in this list. I might have to say that. Do you know who was a free agent? Was released by the Steelers and signed by the Baltimore Colts in 1956.
Junior Hernandez?
Johnny Unitas spent
Johnny Unitas was a
17
free
years
agent.
as a Colt, throwing for 39.8 thousand yards, 287 touchdowns, a whopping 246 interceptions. 10-time Pro Bowler, 3 MVPs, 1-1 in Super Bowls, and played way back in a time where he was able to snag 3 NFL championships.
Yes. Plus a Super Bowl.
I mean, it's Johnny Unitas. I mean, the man threw for more yards in the 50s and 60s than Tony Romo did.
For real?
Championships, Super Bowl, MVPs. Definitely beats out Romo. I will tell you that.
Romo's gone.
Romo is definitely gone. I knew he'd be gone, especially after naming 1956 free agency move. That was better.
Yeah, I did not know that the Johnny U was a free agent.
Johnny U was a free agent.
A signed athlete, or whatever
signed
you call
athlete,
it.
Whatever you want to call it. But here we go. The last free agent I have.
A loose lady.
The last free agent I have for this list, Devan. Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates was free. Let me guess where he was
Gates.
from. Can't remember.
Where he was from? He was an undrafted free agent.
He was undrafted free agent.
He was undrafted free agent. 2003,
Nice.
Spent 16 years as a Charger, Devan. 16 years as a Charger. 11.8 thousand yards, 4th all-time by tight ends. Has the most touchdowns all-time by a tight end with 116. Was an 8-time Pro Bowler. One of the best tight ends of all time.
It's a Hall of Famer.
Let's rank this list.
Is he the greatest undrafted free agent of all time?
Is Antonio Gates a Hall of Famer? The best.
I think he got in this year, right?
Yeah, this year.
Sweet.
This year, yeah. Okay, yeah. There you go. Okay,
Antonio Gates is the greatest undrafted free agent of all time.
But is it the best free agency move of all time?
I think that's top 10. I think that's deserving of top 10.
It's top 10. It's not number 1.
Fuck ass, no. No, but
Breeze is number 1.
I think he's the greatest undrafted free agent plus a top 5 tight end of all time.
Okay.
But
maybe it's just because it's late and I'm tired, but
when we look at changing franchises and winning Super Bowls and all that certain shit,
these quarterbacks are going to have the edge. So let's actually rank them. Let's put them in a list. I think Breeze is number 1.
Quarterbacks edge them? Do they edge?
Quarterbacks absolutely do. I think Breeze is number 1. I don't think there's really a question for that. Now, I guess the question Breeze I do have is, are the next 2 or 3 or 4 also quarterbacks?
I think it has to be Brady Manning next, which I'm not sure what order you're thinking, but
So Brady's 3 years in Tampa. Manning's 12 years, or Manning's 4 years in Denver over Antonio Gates' whole career, over Unitas' full career, over Chris Carter's full career. That's what you want.
it sucks saying that.
I
I
mean,
mean,
is that
Unitas is cool. It was such a long time ago that it pains me to put someone that high.
uh-huh. I can agree with you.
Um,
I just wanted to ask that question. I just wanted to see, if
but no, I
if
mean
that would
it
change
does sound
anything.
weird when you go,
But
Chris
I think
Carter spent a full career.
if you go Brady Manning, then I think you got to go Kurt.
Yeah,
Kurt Warner, 1998, number 4, which leaves us with 6 spots left. And I think the 6 that we obviously have to consider, you got Antonio Gates, all right? You got Antonio Gates. You got Reggie White. You got Chris Carter. I would say that Charles Woodson is in the mix. I would say
mm,
even Saquon. I would have to throw Unitas in that mix. And then I would have to throw 94 Prime in that mix.
yep.
Where are we going with this? Where are we
I
going? What are
want
we thinking?
Iguodala.
I'm thinking out of all of these, Chris Carter, Charles Woodson, Reggie White, Charles Woodson, Reggie White, Charles Woodson, Reggie White, Reggie White, 93.
I like
Is it
Reggie White.
White? Not is it Reggie White and then Charles?
I think it's Reggie Charles.
Charles 06. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Charles 06. Um,
What are we at now?
we're at number 7 right now. We're deciding who's gonna sit at number 7. Oh, Antonio Gates.
Gates.
Antonio Gates, Chris
But
Carter.
does Gates? I think Gates over Chris Carter.
I think Gates beats out Carter. And if we're looking at Carter, we're comparing Carter obviously beats out Prime's 1 year,
Yep.
or 5 years. Sadly, does he beat out Saquon's 1 year? Is that a stupid question?
Chris Carter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say yes for the hell of it, but there's an argument to be made. I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
there's an argument to
dude,
be made.
if we have this conversation next year, even if Saquon doesn't play that great or whatever the fuck happens, the more that this ages, the more insane it's gonna seem.
So I put Carter at 8. Chris Carter 8. So that leaves 2 spots left. So we're looking at Saquon, Johnny Unitas, Deion Sanders, 94 and 95. What are we thinking
I
here?
think it. I think you kind of got to put Unitas in there,
Okay.
just from the aspect of winning, the fact that he
Okay.
was a free agent, and I had never even heard of that.
God. Does it beat out Saquon? Does Unitas' full career beat out Saquon's 2024 season?
I think so.
All right. So does
But
that mean
I'm gonna be honest. I
Saquon?
do think Saquon beats out Prime.
Yeah, I think
Prime didn't break no records, or Prime wasn't 100 yards away from beating a record.
I think Saquon makes the list, Devin. I think he
I
does.
mean, Saquon definitely, and honestly, in hindsight, should have gone for the record.
Yeah.
But at the same
That'd just
time,
be the
had he
cherry
been
on top.
injured, huh?
That would just be the cherry on top, though.
I mean, that would have been the greatest non-quarterback season of all time.
Mm,
One of them.
I don't know about that.
Maybe that was a stupid.
No,
stupid
I mean, I won't say it's stupid, but
I mean, but one of them.
one of the most impressive running back seasons for a running
Oh
back.
yes, of course.
Non quarterback. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's up there. But all right,
We would have to look.
the top 10 best free agency moves of all time, or or the top 10 best the top 10 best pickups in NFL history, whatever you want to call it. We got Saquon Barkley at number 10 in 2024 to the Eagles. Johnny Unitas in 1956 to the Baltimore Colts. Chris Carter in 1990 to the Vikings. Antonio Gates in 2003 to the Chargers. Charles Woodson in 2006 to the Packers. Reggie White in 93 to the Packers. Kurt Warner in 98 to the Rams. Peyton Manning in 2012 to the Broncos. Tom Brady in 2020 to the Buccaneers. Drew Brees in 2006 to the Saints.
It's the only list where it goes Breeze, Brady.